Hi, my name is Benedictus. Welcome to the sports segment on the AM show. It's a Thursday morning, the day after the drama. What a UEFA Champions League week we've witnessed. From Tuesday, it was a great drama. And yesterday, astonishing comeback from Juventus, and also a late drama there. So Cristiano Ronaldo step up as Real Madrid won their game. Actually lost by a few goals to 1, but still progressed to the next stage of the competition by virtue of the first leg results, which they won at way in Turin by 3 goals. So I'll show you highlights of that. Also, the game involving Bayern Munich Sevilla ended goalless, but Bayern Munich won the first leg by 2 goals to 1 away, and by virtue of that, they also through to the next stage of the competition. So it's up now the 4 teams for the next stage of the UEFA Champions League: Liverpool, and then you have Real Madrid, AS Roma, and Bayern Munich. We'll talk more about that later here on the show, but we have to start here on the local scene. In Ghana Premier League matches were played yesterday. Match day 6 across the various league centres. 1 to come today. Ashanti Gold at the Dansoman Karindorf Park lost their first game of the season. After 5 games, they were unbeaten, 4 wins and 1 draw. But yesterday, Liberty Professionals, just as the Real Madrid and the Juventus game, Liberty left it very, very late and won that game by a goal to 0. So we can hear from Liberty head coach, that's Reginald Asante Boateng.
Well, it's a very long journey. At least we've come that far. And only thing, one secret is Asgo don't have a good record in Karindorf. So I think we've done our best and we maintain the record and it's still holding. I don't think Asgo can score, no matter how good they'll play. But it's a mighty team. Currently they're on top. We still salute them. But I think Liberty, you're repeating history one more time. So we thank God for this victory. Well, actually, we didn't have good, let me say, good pre-season, because you knew people were saying Liberty is for sale and a whole lot of things. So Coach Michael even didn't get enough time for pre-season, so it affected us in the first 2-3 games. But now I think we are trying to get a rhythm and everything is fine. We're still having problem with the scoring and I think defensive problem. So with time, everything will work out.
So that was Reginald Asante Boateng, coach of Liberty Professional, speaking after his side 1-0 win over Ashanti Gold. Now let's speak to let's hear from Ashanti Gold coach Siki Akono. I mean, as they suffered their first defeat of the season.
It's okay, we lost, but the way manner we lost was not good. You know, it was a counter-attack situation, and we wanted to avoid that. And mistakenly we slept within a second, and nothing went wrong. We did everything right. The only thing was that first of all, the free kick was supposed to go long. I don't know what happened. The kick is short. They got a ball, and we said no counter-attack situation. We slept within a second, and we got to go. But I think you know, every department of the game we were sound. We played better, and I'm not too sure if I don't want to criticize the referee, but I thought we had a goal.
So Sika Akono, they disappointed that his side lost their first game of the season to Liberty Professionals yesterday here in Accra, Dansoman to be specific. So the Liberty and Ashanti Gold game was one of many matches that I played yesterday in the Ghana Premier League. So the full result for you: Accra Hearts of Oak bounced back to winning ways. The game against Wow Stars, they won by 3 goals to 1. It will be on the screen pretty shortly. It's behind me, so as you can see. And Bichim United Dreams FC also ended 2-1 in favor of Bichim United. Kumasi Asante Kotoko losing to Ash Gold. That was last Sunday. Also bounced back to winning ways. They won their game by 2 goals to 1 at the Baba Stadium. They played against Ibuso Dwarfs. Ediana Stars, they continue their fine performance in the Ghana Premier League. Last week was 6-1, and today or yesterday they won against 11 Wonders by 4 goals to 1. Wafa lost their first game at home in 46 games. Wow, what a run it's been for Wafa. It took Media Mercy to go to the Sogakope Park to beat Wafa by 2 goals to 1. And later today we'll have Karela. They will come up against Bekum Chelsea. Alright, so on your screen is the Ghana Premier League table. After 6 matches, Ashanti Gold are still leading. They've suffered their first defeat of the season, 13 points. So it's 3 points between Ashanti Gold and Media Mercy. Had to focus Asante Kotoko all with 10 points. But there's goal difference that put Media Mercy second ahead of Kotoko and Hearts. And Interlights are fit with 9 points, 8 points, 8 points, 8 points for Elmina Sharks, Dreams FC, Bichim United. The Diana Stars they have a game. They actually have 2 games to play. You know, they are in Africa, so they've played just 4 games and they have 7 points. So if Indiana should win their 2 outstanding games, it means that they will come up with that's Ashanti Gold leaders. Liberty are 11th, also with 7 points. Karela 12 with 5 points. Another 5 for Wow Stars, and 11 Wonders 14 with 5 points. Busol Doves are 15th with just 5 points. With Bukum Chelsea 16th with 4 points. So away from the Ghana Premier League now, let's talk the UEFA Champions League. And last night was amazing, just as we witnessed on Tuesday when Barcelona were knocked out of the competition. Well, it looked like Real Madrid were following Barca out of the competition, but Cristiano Ronaldo stepped up and scored a late penalty as Real Madrid went through 4-3 on aggregate.
Roma had shown the day before a 3-goal cushion in the world's biggest club competition is not enough for any side to feel that the job is done. Real Madrid were at home looking to ensure that the work they did a week ago was built on. Juventus, the visitors on Wednesday, without suspended talisman Paulo Dybala, but with the returning Miralem Pjanic and Mehdi Benatia. And for the 150th time, Cristiano Ronaldo soaked up the UEFA Champions League anthem, but he was watching on when the Italians fired from the word go. Mario Mandzukic at the back post to nod in some second-minute Juventus hope. Douglas Costa looked the man on a mission down the right. His good work saw the ball fall into the path of Gonzalo Higuain after a rebound, but the Argentine was foiled by Keylor Navas. At the other end, Madrid nearly had a reward for their first sign of potency. Gareth Bale played through, but unable to beat Gianluigi Buffon on 2 occasions. Buffon was again tested, this time by Isco. The Spaniard was well found by Ronaldo before being denied by the Italian veteran. A save that came minutes before Mandzukic, back post and ball in from the right, featured once again.
It's a good ball from Lichtsteiner! It's another Juventus goal! It's another Mario Mandzukic goal!
A pulsating opening half nearly ended with a crucial Madrid goal. Rafael Varane nodding home but denied by the woodwork from a free kick on the stroke of the break. A welcome break for a stunned 11 in white. Ronaldo started the second half playing a little deeper than usual, but he was quick to show his instincts in testing Buffon early. At the other end, Navas was also asked to earn his keep a few minutes later from a swift swivel and shot from Higuain. Seconds later, and the scoreboard went 3-all.
The ball, Navas has spilled it, and Madrid has turned it in. It is 3-0 Juventus. It is 3-all on aggregate.
For the first time in the 2 legs, Real Madrid were rattled, although Isco still asked Buffon to get his 40-year-old frame down low and palm away from danger. In the final minute of added time, another headline. Madrid were handed a penalty after the referee saw a foul on Lucas Vazquez. Buffon's appeals were met with a red card. Wojciech Szczesny came off the bench and faced Ronaldo.
Scores! Real Madrid are going through after being given the biggest fright of all of their European lives.
So Real Madrid through to the next stage of the UEFA Champions League. That's the semi-finals. Well, very, very debatable. Whether some say penalty, no penalty. Well, we'll get your comments for you here on the show. But Bayern Munich also through to the next stage of the competition. Their game against Sevilla ended goalless.
Majority of the first leg a week ago, Sevilla had been more than a match for Bayern Munich at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. The end result, however, was a 2-1 reverse. The question coming into the second leg was how competitive the Spaniards were going to be at the Allianz Arena on Wednesday evening. Bayern fans would have still been savouring yet another Bundesliga title, which was secured at the weekend. And searching for a 6th semi-final appearance in 7 seasons, the Bavarians were inches close to going up a further goal as early as the 3rd minute. James Rodriguez with a free kick that sailed a bit over. David Soria in Sevilla goal had been underemployed when he was asked to acrobatically deny Frank Ribery deep into the opening half, keeping it goalless at the break. The visitors had looked promising going forward without much end product, but nearly changed before the hour mark, a free kick plus a header, ending with the woodwork rattling. Not enough though from Sevilla, not a lot from Bayern either. They though are through to the Champions League semi-finals.
So Bayern Munich also through to the next stage of the UEFA Champions League. Their game against Sevilla ended goalless at the Allianz Arena. But remember, Bayern away won by 2-1. So yesterday was drama everywhere, and now the UEFA Champions League is becoming so how do I call it, very difficult to predict, because normally when you judge a team by their formula, domestic league, you will get into the Champions League and be disgraced. We saw that with Manchester United and Sevilla. Many thought that Manchester United were going to run right over Sevilla, but Sevilla pushed Manchester United out of the competition. The Liverpool-Manchester City game, if there is anything to go by in terms of what the two clubs are doing in their domestic season, then you say Manchester City will go through at the expense of Liverpool, but that didn't happen. And we saw also what Roma did to Barcelona in the UEFA Champions League on Tuesday. Barca currently leading the Spanish La Liga table, obviously going to win the La Liga, also in the final of the Copa del Rey. And you look at the points difference between Roma and the top place team in the Serie A, then it tells you that Roma didn't come close to qualifying. So it's become very difficult now to predict in the UEFA Champions League. But I'll go on Facebook and read some of your comments regarding whether it was a penalty or not a penalty. So some of your messages have come through on our Facebook page, and we'll check the comments. So Kofi Emmanuel writes, let's say it is fair. What about the red card then? You say Premiership is the best, that's why we don't have English ref for World Cup this year, because they cannot contain pressure from home fans. And Hakim Isahak also writes, extremely fair. Others are just complaining because it didn't favor them. Had it been given to Juventus in a push instance like that, would those hypocrites complain? Shame. Well, John Pages also writes, it's only the Babylonians who will say the penalty wasn't fair. You Barcelona hypocrite. So he feels that it's the Barcelona fans that are saying that it wasn't a penalty, but for him it was fair. Okay, bless him, Sapon. Very fair, because it's not your team. It's not fair. Do you know more than the ref? Annette also writes, is it in the 18-yard? Yes. Did you push him? Yes. So why is it not fair? This is football miracles happen. Now, Sinclair Harold also writes, in the heat of the moment, you would think it's not a penalty, but it's a clear one. And football administrators and politicians are all mafias and criminals. What has that got to do with whether it's a fair penalty or not? Now, Kugu Felix, Pilsen, it doesn't matter. What we need is to qualify whether fair or not. And Chrissy Bright also writes, it's fair, but the red card is not. Hamdawe Abukari, right? How can that be? How can that penalty be fair? So more of your messages on our Facebook page. We'll try and see if we can go through more for you. Now, Dela also writes very fair. Otibeko Bismarck, very fair. Benjamin Kwaminga writes fair for the way. So he feels that it wasn't a fair penalty. And fair from James Scripture. Bernardo Furi says fair. Poyanka, very fair. So more of your messages on our Facebook, and we'll read them to you on our major sports bulletin on this platform, that's Sports Today with Nathan Rott. Also, we'll bring you reactions. Buffon had some strong words for the ref. Buffon had some strong words for the referee. That's Michael Oliver, and he said he called him a murderer. He says it's only a murderer who will do what he did to his club. That's Bayern. Juventus yesterday in the game. Other players have been speaking as well. Kedira, who plays his club football for Juventus, also posted on his page that yes, it was a fighting, very good performance from his team. But at times, football is not always fair, so they just have to move on from that result. Benatia also granted an interview. The man who preached he who caused the penalty. He also granted an interview, and we'll bring you that later at 2 when you join us on Sports Today. But we still have to stay with the UEFA Champions League, and Pep Guardiola, remember what he did in the game against Liverpool. He's been charged with improper conduct. Well, after the first half, he complained of the second goal, which he thought was a legitimate goal that the referee disallowed, and he was sent into the stands. Well, UEFA has gone through and they've charged him with improper conduct.
An entirely forgettable week in Pep Guardiola's time as Manchester City coach has just gotten slightly worse. The Spaniard has been charged by UEFA for improper conduct after he was sent to the stands in the quarter-final second leg tie at the Etihad on Wednesday. Guardiola was seen having a verbal go at the officials at the break after City had seen what they thought was a legitimate goal ruled out for offside, along with some decisions they felt went against them. The City manager watched the second half from the stands as Liverpool came from a goal down to win 2-1 on the night and 5-1 on aggregate. period. The charges relate to his communication with the bench during the second half, which is against the rules stipulated in Article 69 of UEFA's disciplinary regulations. The rules say that any manager or coach who is sent off may not communicate directly or indirectly with the team's players and or technical staff during the match. Guardiola's case will be heard on the 31st of May.
There is no Manchester City, but at least there is an English rep in the UEFA Champions League. That's Liverpool. So the 4 teams in the semi-finals: Liverpool, Roma, Bayern, Real Madrid. The draw will be held tomorrow, but tonight, remember, we have UEFA Europa League matches. CSKA Moscow, Arsenal, CSKA Moscow go into that game having lost the first leg by 4-1. Let's see if the amazing stories and also the astonishing comebacks in the UEFA Champions League can happen in the Europa League. So 4-1, CSKA Moscow will host Arsenal tonight, and also Salzburg, Lazio go into that game having won the first leg by 4-2. Leipzig, Olympic Marseille will try to overturn the deficit, 1-0 deficit in France, and also Sporting Atletico Madrid going into that game in Portugal with a 2-0 lead from the first leg. That's how we end sports this morning. I'm Benedict Tosu. Thanks so much for your company. Join us at 2 on Sports Today, our major sports bulletin. We'll bring you more highlights, more reactions, and also everything you need to know from the Ghana Premier League. Until then, you can get to the My Joy Online Sports page and read more sports stories for yourself. Have a good day.